Hey gang, welcome back to another amazing day in the shop. I mean, every day in the shop is amazing because it's in the shop, right? Hey, this is Bob, and thanks for joining me here on Party Shop Shenanigans. Now, the video you're about to see was recorded yesterday. I kind of messed up. I forgot to do an intro while Thomas from Black and Blue Garage and Caleb from Project XJ were here. But boy, we made some progress. Stick around, I'll tell you more. All right, today's mission. Got the transmission unloaded. Thomas and Caleb playing muscle men. Strongman competition. You missed Thomas carrying this with one arm.
Yeah, hello. I was just picking up like a suitcase, you know?
Yeah, one arm carried down here.
My lunch is.
So here's our transmission transfer case. That came out of the Trooper.
Yes.
So nice integrated. We've got a 3-to-1 reducer kit that's going to go in there.
NUA5 transmission.
You're going to have to talk loud because this is a microphone.
Oh. Never mind.
And so today these guys are going to tear this down and work on re-gearing that. I am going to get the seats pulled out of here. Our problem with these seats is they are so tall up in the front. They're so tall up in the front that they're really, really difficult to get into and out of. So we're going to take that apart. I'm going to pull these seats. We need to build a battery tie down, and we're going to also be taking off hopefully this bumper and this this drawbar they put on here. My goodness, this thing looks like it was built for a 1963 International. I think we can probably scrap that and get enough money to buy paint. Looks like they've got a major production going together here. The neighborhood is going to wonder just what's going on. So we're getting things queued up. You'll be able to watch bits and pieces of everything we do today on Project XJ. We'll also have something on Black and Blue Garage and right here on Party Shop Shenanigans. Remember to take a look at all 3 channels and check out our playlists on each. You'll get a different perspective of this project. All right, we're going to get after it. Well, let's see. First order of business. I think I need a 15 M&M wrench. I'm wrong. I thought it was a 15 M&M. It's actually a 14 M&M. M&Ms sound pretty good right now, don't they? Okay, step 1, driver's seat removed. Don't scratch the paint. It's a heavy little booger. So I think what we're going to do is this cross piece right here is going to need to come out so we can set this seat down differently because they are so painfully tall out here in the front. The whole seat frame is really tall. So our goal is we want to get this set down just as tight as we can. So we'll get this one out, take a look. But this is going to get some serious massaging. So this is what we're looking at. Someone actually took a little time to paint these brackets, and some interesting welds, but I am not going to judge. They just didn't use a 4-inch grinder to hide it. So our problem is, again, the distance from the floor to the top of this seat is just too high. There's way too much angle. They're super uncomfortable. And so, see if I can zoom out just a little bit here. So what we want to do is pull this out. I'm going to cut these brackets off, get just to these sliding rails. And you can see in the back here how much I can gain if I cut this out. I need to make sure it's not structural, which I don't think it is, since this is a vehicle on a frame. What I might do, I mean, I could just cut the whole thing out, or I might, I don't know, I've got the ECU back here. We'll have to be careful, take these wires loose. What I might end up doing is just splitting it, and I might just split it and just fold it down on itself. Have the strength there. Put some new bolt holes with new bracket. We'll set that bad boy down just as low as we can. I'll get this seat out, and we'll do some envisioning, and I guess we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. Meanwhile, the lads are still plenty busy. I don't know why they won't let me keep this windshield. It's a neat kaleidoscope when you're driving it. And on the trail, wouldn't that be fun?
GPS approved.
So this is just kind of a test fit with the rails off. We gain probably 2 inches up front. We still need to take this back. What I need to be careful of, I got this computer here, and this is lower than up here. So I think I'm going to pull this computer out, see if I can't relocate it a little differently, and get the cutting wheel out. So I've pulled the ECU out of here, whatever that controller is tucked away back there. And bottom line is, this surface is almost too tall, but I need to get this knocked down. So I think what I'm going to do, do I want to be ceremonious or unceremonious? You know, this is a heck of a project. I'm going to just, I'm going to zip cut this baby back up like this. And maybe I'll see if I can, if it's easier to maybe take some of these spot welds. I don't know. I may just zip cut this thing the full length, take this whole bugger out, slap a seat in there, see what we need. Maybe I can cut out a piece here that I'll weld back down so we have a bolt hole. Maybe I'll just weld the darn bracket to the floor. I don't know. It'll be an experience. It'll be fun. I don't know. This is really not structural for what we need it, because there is in fact a frame under this Amigo. If this was a unibody, I might be more concerned about it, but what the heck. Time to get a new cutting disc. All right, let's see if we can just get this out of here. Ta-da! I can do this without cutting myself up. One, seat mount removed. I think I might grind this down a little bit so I don't slice myself up. Go find a grinding disc next. And of course, think practically nothing about the fuel tank at the back that's now mounted up above everything. I'm sure it's safe. All right. I guess let's just set a seat in there. See what it looks like. Of course, you got to come with me to carry a seat all the way from outside, but that's okay. And with any luck, I'll find a decent height here. And by height, I mean getting low. How low can we go? I think I'm going to have to take that back one out too. Yeah. We're going to cut that bad mamma jamma down too. We're a little high on the inside. Little high on the inside. Let's see here. Guess somebody who was really smart would have taken the time to cut this off here and cut out the spot welds, take the whole thing out. But I would have had to find my cutter and all that. Too much work today. Come on, turkey. You silly thing. Come off of there. There. Whew. It's hot. All right. I wonder. Molly, shush. We just paid for the whole project. I just found a penny. Life is good. Okay. May end up having to take more of this out. We shall see. Let's give the old seat another test fit here. Molly's got a lot to say today. I'm not sure why. Oh, yeah. I think I'm liking this. What happens if I get it? Oh, yeah. Oh, I think this is quite a bit better. We've just gained now. We've got some headroom. All right. Well, I'll be back when I know what I'm doing next. Okay, the next challenge is, since I need to get that seat sitting down as flat as possible, need to get these brackets off. We would like to have the sliders work just because the three Amigos are all different sizes. We want it to be comfortable as we go bouncing over those rocks that Matt has planned for us, or whatever else it happens to be. So I'm going to need to cut these brackets off. I'm going to try to isolate just the sliders. Isolate the sliders. Gosh, I don't know. Bolt those back up to the seat and figure out next steps. It's not pretty, but one down. I'll get this cleaned up a bit, lubricate it so it'll slide like it should, and I got 3 to go. I did cut off this big old massive mess off of the sliding rails, and then with a copious amount of grinding and some time, got them all cleaned up and all nice. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and gotten the passenger side project complete, and frankly it took me all day and it should not have. It sort of kicked my tail feathers. Over on the driver's side you can see all the stuff I cut off. I ended up cutting off not only this piece, but I cut off that piece on the passenger side, and I also had to do quite a bit of work with removal here, and then some real massaging of the transmission tunnel so that I could get these to sit as low as they are now. Now we do have them still adjustable, which is kind of nice. Lots of leg room now. I've got some work to do, kind of button that up. We don't want any mud flying up there. Actually, it'll help strengthen the floorboard again. And we're not going to have seat belts attached to the seats. They'll actually be anchored because we've got harness, but not as super happy with this as I'd like yet. I might take it apart still, run a piece of angle iron across on the inside like this, so I can bolster this. But all in all, got it in. We sit nice and low. Not that you can tell what this is, but I'm holding this eye level right now, right out here, when before eye level was about like this and over here. Aren't you glad you saw such an amazing demonstration of my before and after prowess? Well, let's see what the boys are up to over here with this transmission and transfer case. And here's the better, stronger 2/3 of the team Amigo over here. We got the transmission and transfer case is integrated for Isuzu. This came out of a Trooper, and Thomas and Kalen have put in a 3-to-1 reducer so that we've got even more gears to work with on this. And fortunately the sun got we've had a productive day. That's right. Thomas and Caleb managed to put our gear reduction set in the transfer case, 4-wheel drive transmission transfer case, which for the Isuzu is integrated. That means this transmission will come out and that entire assembly will go in. I think that 3-to-1 reduction is going to be pretty nice in low gear, running that Dana 44 and that corporate 12 bolt in the rear. It's going to be a lot of weight we're adding, but man, low gears are hard to beat. I did get the seats done. I've got them set down probably about 4 inches. In fact, I guess the best representation would be I can now get in. I can get into a harness. And obviously, we've got some work to do here still. But good headroom, even without the hat. Lots of headroom, going to give us room to work for a hoop in here. And we're going to have this Jeep steering wheel is what's going to get mounted on here. Maybe a little more solid than that. And yeah, good times. I don't think we'll put the console back in so that we've got access to the brake, but I don't know. All in all, it was a really good day. It was fun working with Thomas and Caleb out here in the shop, just because, well, heck, it's Thomas and Caleb. darn good guys. So remember, go out there and click like, click subscribe. Check out all 3 of our YouTube channels. We've got Black and Blue Garage. We've got Project XJ. And if I was really smart, I would have added little graphics when I pointed like that, but I'm not that smart. And of course, right here at Party Shop Shenanigans. So thanks for joining us. Go out and make somebody smile today. You both deserve it. Bob out. Now, I'm going to see if I can go break this thing. Even without the proper eyes on to see where the keyhole is. Houston, we have fire. See ya. Let's go backwards.